I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
This
is Cop, Shoot, Cop. Let's go. Cop, Shoot, Cop, room 429. Let's go. As soon as Soraya gets her headphones on. Let's go.
What you don't understand is where everything's leading. When all of the signs you see still point to overload. As you reach out your hand, a shattered picture is receding. Like taillights along that lonesome stretch of broken road. You've been to the past, and it's just a reminder, a recollection of faces that will never come to call. When you've cut through the mask, when you've been through the grinder, sometimes you forget that you had ever been there at all. Up here in room 429, yeah, the world ain't so unkind. I wanna take you to that empty room tonight. In the shadow of doubt, in the crush of an instant, standing in the rain outside my door. When you reach a brick wall, there is still a decision. Always thought if I had to lose, I'd surely choose my life. Up here in room
Okay, that was Cop Shoot. MTV, like if you stayed up late when they were doing music, like I'd sneak into the living room sometimes and turn on MTV at night, and you'd see videos like this.
Oh my gosh.
They were kind of spooky.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like disturbing. MTV used to do that like at night. They wouldn't do it like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I just think it just wouldn't be popular enough because the daytime shows were like Madonna and all that stuff. I think I wasn't even in this country when MTV.
It's true. There's a different crew that stays up all night.
Yeah, I wasn't even in the country when MTV was doing all that shit. But when I came, I was in the 90s. Yeah, you'd listen at night and it would be cool, like. And the other thing too is like MTV used to play. Like, it wasn't just only main stage bands or poppy bands. Like, they used to play a lot more. Like, you could get your stuff viewed on MTV. But then it became, somebody mentioned I
wonder how much it cost.
Viacom bought it, and then it became completely corporatized. They had this great idea.
Well, that's unfortunate. So it was much better before.
Yeah, they had this great idea. Oh, music television, of course. And
yeah.
You know what happens? All the corporate people like, oh yeah, that's never going to work. And then when it works, they just buy you out. Yep. Which we're willing to sell for a very small fee. It's 50.
It's 50?
Yeah, that's minimum. Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. The late night show was called 120 Minutes. Yes. Yes, you're 100% correct. That just gave me a bunch of nostalgia. You're right. Was it with the Matt Pinfield guy? It was kind of like the heavyset dude with the bald head, right? That was him? And Alternative Nation. Okay, I am among my people. Straight off of 120 Minutes, 7 says. Okay. So people are, yes, okay. So that's just an observation. It's kind of nostalgic, like I obviously never heard of this band, but
I like his
MTV
voice.
used to do that. And like the MTV then became corporate and stuff, but now I think, somebody was like, is MTV even doing music anymore? Now that there's YouTube,
what use is there?
I think they had to evolve. You know what I'm saying?
What are they doing now?
I don't even know. I mean, let's go to MTV. Let's go to MTV.
Not sure. Is that what this is about, though?
Let's see. Oh, look, Vin and Sori streaming game room. That's right. Floribama Shore. Candace gets real about being the only black woman in the house. What the fuck does that have to do with music, bro? Look at this shit, guys. Okay, so here is what you see. Here's what's on MTV's main page right now. Just nothing but ratchet bullshit.
It just changed.
No, I'm not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that happen, bro. Look.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
My Floribama. What is Floribama? What is that? Florida and Alabama?
I guess.
Can't be about Obama, right?
I don't know. That was what came to my mind.
It can't be about Obama. He's gone, man. All right. So this is what is on the front page right now of MTV. It is ridiculous. That's my opinion. My opinion is that it's ridiculous. What the fuck does this have to do with music? You got Catfish, which is some internet thing, I guess. Revenge prank, ridiculousness, and then MTV, Floribama Shore.
Oh,
Candace
no,
gets
revenge
real about
prank.
being the only black woman in the house.
Yikes.
Ridiculous. Anyway, that is how far MTV has fallen. Although, like I said, with the inception of YouTube, I just don't know what they could have done otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think that's pretty unbelievable of them that they're still around after a massive change like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. You got to give it to them.
I'm giving it to them.
And then MTV also had this thing called Headbangers Ball, where it was just like, ba, 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 ba. It was just nothing but gunshots for the entire hour. It was great.
What?
Shout out to Carrie. Been a while. Yes, Duran is coming down the pike, ladies and gents. Duran is coming down the pike. Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta stop doing this. I'm getting too excited with this shit.
All right, what you don't understand is where everything's leading. Okay, so I didn't actually hear any of the lyrics because that video, holy shit, I can't imagine that guy's day. And then being tied up like that by your feet?
Yeah, somebody in the comment section said, that guy's having a bad day,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, my gosh.
He's having a bad day.
What you don't understand is where everything's leading. With all the signs, you still point to overload. As you reach out your hand, a shattered picture receding like taillights along the lonesome stretch of a broken road.
Jeez.
Because you've been to the past and it's just a reminder, a recollection of faces that will never come to call. Ugh. When you've cut through the mask and when you've been through the grinder, sometimes you forget that you ever have been there at all. Oh, that's sad. That's that post somebody put today. Like, when you've had trauma as a kid, it goes from being like, I was 2, I was 18, and here I am. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that what they're talking about over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
All just like 3 or 4 memories, and the rest is like not with you.
It's funny, like, I don't have a lot of memories of Jamaica, but they're all bad. I've got like 5 memories of Jamaica when I was a kid before we were kidnapped, and they were all bad. But I know that I didn't, like, if I really sit and think, I remember one time, the earliest memory I have, well, the second earliest, I don't tell people my first earliest, but the earliest memory I had, I was 3, and it was my birthday. And I woke up, I got to sleep in my dad's bed because it was my birthday. He said, go on, okay, go on, Vincent, go on, sleep in the bed, go on.
Aww.
So I took my nap. And then I woke up and I was in a little tank top. I was in my underwear and a tank top. I looked myself in the mirror and I said to myself, I'm 3.
Oh.
And I looked at myself and I was like, okay. Then I went and ate all the cake and didn't share it with anybody.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. At 3 to look in the mirror and say I'm 3.
Yeah. So that was a good memory. It was a good memory. Actually, yeah, that was a good memory. But all the rest of them are bad. But I know that it wasn't all bad. It's just that the bad stuff kind of like sticks out more than the good stuff, I guess.
Well, plus your mom wasn't there, right?
Nah, she wasn't there.
So maybe that would affect you also.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was so young, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
think that matters.
Yeah.
I don't think that matters because especially if you're close. You know that movie, the one with emotions? What was that movie with the emotions?
Wow, that's good.
Pixar type of film. It had emotions. What was the name of it?
Oh, yeah. Inside Out.
Inside Out, yeah. Remember how like Sorrow was going around and touching all the memories and making them all a little bit sad?
Uh-huh.
Because she was sad, like a bad event had happened. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what happened inside your brain when your mom left. It just touches everything.
I was not even conscious that she left. I was a baby. I was like 4 or 5 months old.
It does, yeah, but remember I sent you that paperwork on the coding that's in a mother and the coding that's in a baby?
Yeah.
And that they're forever imprinted? Mm-hmm. Or at least I think up until they're like 50 years old. So
well, remember, I was so sick that it wasn't like she was nursing and all that, Jack.
No, it's when you're in the womb.
Oh.
The blood goes back and forth.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, not having my mom around, but what I'm saying is, like, my experience of it, if you don't know, you know, having it and losing it, I didn't know that I had it in the first place, so I never...
That's what you're saying from this age.
No, what I'm saying is, like, I didn't... I'm telling you that, like, my cousin had to tell me, oh, that's your mom. I was like, oh, that's my mom? So I went out, I was like, hey, are you my mom? Like, it wasn't like, oh, I have a... It's hard, very, very hard to explain, but I didn't miss her. My brother did. My older brother did. And that's why when we reconnected with her, he was extremely hostile to her when we got back. And of course, I never understood my brother's hostility to my mom until homegirl did what she did. And then, so I went through a divorce and stuff happened. I mean, she's doing great now, turned her life around. Good for her. At the time, she had some issues. And so she left, and it was kind of a parallel situation to, you know, my mom leaving my dad. So it gave me some understanding of why my older brother was so resentful. It's crazy because right now, Dorian had the hardest time forgiving her, and Johan was kind of like, oh, whatever, man. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. It was just for me, I was just like, oh, wow, because everybody else had moms, right? You know what I'm saying? But I was like, oh, we just didn't have a mom. And I was like, no, okay. But then when I had my mom, I didn't want to lose her. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was stuck to her like that was it. So who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is you don't know what you remembered before you forgot.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, get the lyrics back, por favor. That's really tragic about MTV. Holy smokes.
What? Is that our video?
No. Just
Oh, I have it.
because you've been to the past and it's just a reminder, a recollection of faces that will never come to call. I always wonder about like the way that I am with. I was listening to something a couple days ago, and it was about. Oh, it was about Belichick. It was about Bill Belichick, and they were talking about how Belichick, his MO is to get rid of you a year before you should. Mm-hmm. So like you could still run a 4-4, but you're starting a downtrend. Belichick will get rid of you. And there was a guy that was talking, and he was like, and he does the same thing with the employees. Like he'll just fire you and never speak to you again. And the guy was like, I guess Bill, there was this guy that they were all working. They all came up together, and then something happened, and then Belichick fired him, and then never spoke to him again, never spoke about him again, never just. And the guy goes, he said, it terrified me. Because, like, him and Bill were like this. And then he did that shit. He's like, that terrified me.
Wow.
And that I'm not going to lie, that made me a little bit uncomfortable. Because I'm like, oh, like, I'm like that. You've been to the past. That's my philosophy. Philosophy, huh? 7? Got it? Philosophy. But a recollection of faces that'll never come to... See, that's my philosophy right there. They're not going to come to call. They're gone. So leave them over there. It's not a resentment thing. It's just, especially Belichick, it's like, okay, you worked together all this time. Like, okay, see ya. Like, okay, so now they don't have a relationship anymore. But I feel like I'm not particularly convinced that that's I'm not particularly convinced that's probably the best way to handle those situations. And it was the first time I ever questioned that.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not sure. I don't know. Up here in room 429, yeah, the world ain't so unkind. I want to take you to that empty room tonight. That's a very interesting line.
Yeah, it is.
Because 429 has some 420 in it, like 420. So is he saying, is that like a metaphor? Obviously, the room is metaphorical for something, right? Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts?
Well, the video was weird to me because in one scene, it looks like the guy, it was black and white. It looked like it was a guy attacking a girl. And then it like switched to an old couple dancing. And I wasn't sure, like, what are they trying to say here? Is this, from her perspective, it was that scene, and from his perspective it was that, like, what was that supposed to be?
Oh yeah. Well, and there were also kids that were doing all that was the particularly disturbing part, was the kids that were
pushing the body.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what it was all about. Up here in room 429, when they said that part, I thought it was talking about like a hospital when they lock you in. He's in room 429. Yeah, the world ain't so unkind. I want to take you to that empty room tonight, which you said that when you were up in there that people were hooking up all over the place.
Up in where?
The hospital. Oh,
the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to take you to that empty room tonight. I don't know, it just like that's what it made me think of.
Yeah, I was in the hospital for mental health issues. And I was there for half a year, bro. And dudes were just, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. They were knocking these girls out but the girls were just as aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a very interesting environment. I was a kid. I was 18 I was 17. I'm pretty sure I was 18 years old. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I completely, like, whatever. And then, but see, I had a girlfriend at the time who I eventually married. That was the shorty.
Not me.
Not her. It was the other one. So I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing none of that shit, bro. So like there was all these, it was funny situation.
So that's what that made me think of.
And I love talking about my stay at the mental health facility, hospital, whatever you want to call it, because I want to normalize people taking care of their mental health.
Yeah.
So
yep.
And that's for you, Ben Webb. Ben's like, Vin's always acting tough. What do you mean am I acting tough? I don't act tough on this channel, bro. I'm myself. Okay, we continue.
It's true.
Up here in room 429, the world
I used to
ain't
think
so
that
unkind.
before I married him. I was like, wow, he just has a tough guy stance all the time. And then when I married him, I realized like everything he does, including eat cereal, looks tough.
But I'm the most
Just
emotional
him.
dude you know.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
I don't hide it because I don't feel the need to, whatever. So, the world ain't so unkind. Ugh. You know, there's that one line in Catcher in the Rye, and it, Holden, you're tracking Holden, through his journey, and he's a kid, and he's slowly starting to unravel. And the thing that pushes him over the edge is that he's playing with this kid, this little girl, whatever, nothing crazy. You just, and then he looks and he sees this wall, and on the wall there's a spray paint that says "fuck you," and it just pushed him over the edge. He's like, the world is just.
I don't remember you telling me that part. That's sad.
I didn't tell you that part. That was the hard part for me when I read that in the book.
Yeah.
And it just killed him. You could just tell it just gutted him, and it put him on the canvas because he was like, man. He's like, that's the problem with the world. There's always going to be a fuck you somewhere, And that was toward the end of the book. It was really, really difficult. Just the thing that I don't like, or the thing that bothers me, or that when I hear about the world being unkind, is the unnecessary meanness bothers me. Mm-hmm. So like if me and you are beefing, like we got a problem or whatever, okay, fine, all bets are off, right? You say whatever. But like, fuck you for no reason. You just put that on the wall. There's kids. Why do that? Like that's the shit that I don't like. That's what bothers me. And I'm not saying like violence or the other things don't bother me. They do. It's just if I could put like some logic behind it, like yeah, they're beefing, of course, then I feel better about it. You know what I'm saying? But if it's just like random and you're having a bad day or whatever, and you're gonna go fuck you, it's tough. Vin, I don't act tough. Also, Vin, come on the stream, bitch. Come on the stream. Tasco's my G.
Well said.
Tasco's my G. That's what I like about the chick. Like, I was watching another YouTuber. They're like, oh, yeah, our fans, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, we don't have fans. We have friends. Your fans aren't going to do that. Your friends will do that.
Right.
Why the fuck do you want fans? Fans are crazy people. They're fanatics, bro. Nah, you want friends, bro. You want friends. And that's what we have in the village. I'm very grateful.
In the shadow of doubt, in the crush of an instant, standing in the rain outside my door, hand on your knife. When you reach a brick wall, there's still a decision. I like that. Always thought if I had to lose, I'd surely choose my life. So what does that mean when choose your life?
When you reach a brick wall, there's still a decision. Always thought if I had to choose, I'd surely choose my life. Meaning when I said that last fuck you kind of gutted him and put him on the canvas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's talking about like, because people who get suicidal or whatever, they don't wake up and go, I'm going to do that. They're fighting it a lot.
Yep.
And then they just hit a point where something happens where, I call it a gut punch. He calls it hitting a brick wall.
Yep.
And now he's saying, I always thought if I had to choose, I'd surely choose my life.
Oh.
In the shadow of doubt, in the crush of an instant, standing in the rain outside my door, hand on your knife. I think that maybe the knife is in his back. You see what I'm saying? He's standing in the rain outside my door, hand on your knife. So I think he's like trying to do one of these types of things. Or he's at the door with her knife and he's going to do something to her. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I thought he was going to do something. I thought he was going to do something to himself. When you reach a brick wall, there's still a decision. Always thought if I had to lose, I'd surely choose. I thought he was saying if he was going to lose, he'd still pick himself and he would never try to kill himself because he thought he'd always pick for himself to live. And when he says, my hand on your knife, you know how like people will get each other gifts and like a pocket, like a watch, a type of watch, a knife, and like a flask sometimes. Like those are like common gifts that like people give in relationships.
A flask?
Yeah, sometimes depending on if the person, you know what I'm talking about, right? A little flask.
No, of what?
What's a flask, so you can fill it with hard alcohol and you keep it in your pocket. Just a small little guy.
I've never heard of that.
It's probably up here in the north. I don't know. Okay. You're not from around here.
That's okay. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
So getting the person one of those things. So I didn't know if like maybe she got him a knife And then maybe they broke up. It didn't actually work out. And so he's going to use that knife. And he's up against a brick wall, but he thought that he would never choose to end his own life. But that's what that one was in my mind.
7, did you know that Devin Townsend did a cover of this song? That's really cool. Constantine says, do you plan to do a reaction to the folk group Fawn someday? Yes, I do.
Did anybody agree with any of that, what I just said about that verse? Did anybody think of it that way? Or am I the only one?
I think that your interpretation of that is probably closer to the original intent than mine. I don't know what that means. Up here in room 429, the world ain't so unkind. What do people do? This would be cool in the comments section. So what do you guys do what is your room 429 where you escape from the unkindness of the world?
This is literally what I was going to post on Facebook. I was going to post that question.
On the, yeah?
Yes, and I didn't.
Huh? You were shut off.
No, well, then the babies started crying because Orion pushed Reza, so.
Yeah, like, it's interesting. Like, everybody has their, and some of them are good.
Yep.
And then some of them are bad.
Yeah.
And I think most of us have combinations of good mechanisms.
Negative vibes has meditation. John says for him it's his guitar.
Yep.
Goth Mama makes chainmail.
I make chamomile. Is that what she said?
I thought it was chainmail.
No, she's right. Chainmail.
My family thought chainmail was like the worst. There was like so much superstition behind chainmail. Yeah. No. We could not participate. Wallahi, we could not participate in any chainmail.
But you went to medieval times. That doesn't make any sense. You guys went to medieval times.
Well, we were older by the time we did that. My parents were a little bit more free at that point. But chainmail, no. Chainmail, where you send a letter and you say you have to send this to 10 people.
No. I don't think that's what she's talking
What's
about.
Chainmail? I thought chainmail was
warrior shit. You know, you put the thing over.
Oh my gosh!
She makes chainmail.
Oh, well, that's why I laughed when she said chainmail because I was thinking like chainmail.
You're talking about those chains where it's like, like.
No. Oh wow, you make that?
Like if you don't do that, you're gonna be cursed or whatever.
Yeah.
No. I see. Then what does that have to do with medieval times?
It didn't make any sense to me, but I thought you were saying like medieval times. When we were younger, my parents would have never gone to that. That would have been way too risque. So I thought you were picking up on that and saying it.
Yeah, like it's the armor. She was just.
Ooh, send me a picture.
She's joking. I'm pretty certain she's joking.
How do you know?
I'll tell you what. If you produce a chainmail picture that you made in the next stream, you get a bonus song. But she doesn't make actual chainmail. I don't think that's what she meant. What do you get the song?
I actually really liked it. I really liked the guy's voice. I didn't like the video. So I'll go to the 9.7.
Vin doesn't know what a flask is. Sori doesn't know what chainmail is. Welcome. I knew what a flask was. I just never heard of a flask as a common gift that couples give to each other. I've never heard of that before.
No, the woman gives it to the man. I've never seen a man give it to the woman, but
holy shit, she actually literally makes it. If she could produce that, you're getting a free song on the next stream, Goth Mom.
Or a stream coming up.
Produce that shit. That's going to be really interesting. Holy shit. Okay, so I want to give this song a 9.4. This is actually a song that's actually going on my playlist.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because that's my energy right now. So good job, 7. Room 429. Cop shoot cop. Check it out. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.